Hello, this is David Barron with the Weekly Hypnosis Discussion Group. Once again, I want to apologize. This was a live event, and unfortunately, I hit the record button, and yet for some reason it did not happen. So I am making sure this information is getting to you regardless. What I want to do today is build on what we did last week, where we created this workspace within your mind. With this workspace, what I want you to understand is we're going to go back there, and this is going to be something that's always available to you. Before we do that, I want to give you an experiment that I want you to try throughout the next week. This, I tend to have I have a tendency to sort of cringe when I hear the word manifestation and vibrating frequencies and things like that. But I was listening to someone speaking about this who I deeply respect. And he was explaining the process in a way that I really did understand. And in fact, I developed a process like that as well. What this process is this is the thing I want you to practice throughout the week. The process is just for a moment, imagine what it would be like if you knew something wonderful was about to happen. Now, if this sounds familiar, I have spoken about this before. And if I'm speaking about it again, then it is important. So take this as an experiment. Imagine something wonderful is about to happen, and you don't know what it is. You just know that something wonderful is about to happen. When you do this, your whole perception and awareness starts to change. You become less aware of what's happening inside your head, and you become more aware of what's in the environment around you. And when you start paying attention, since you don't know what this wonderful thing is, you begin to realize that there are a lot of very wonderful things happening. So you could step outside your office and smell coffee being roasted. And you go, wow, that's amazing. And since you're focusing on something wonderful that's about to happen, you could begin to filter it. Could be something wonderful. Or if you notice a door closing in a way that you've never noticed before, not loud, but just having a unique sound, because you're paying attention to it and readying yourself for something wonderful, it begins to go through that filter. Now, if you practice this and practice it every day just for the next week, I want you to notice how your awareness starts to change and how much easier it is to actually see those things that are wonderful. And in that way, you are creating a filter where those things come to you. Maybe they do come to you, but maybe you're simply now more aware of them. And so take a moment to commit to yourself every day for the next week to practice this exercise. And as you practice it, just notice what happens. All the chatter inside your head begins to slow down because you need to focus, find that something wonderful. You begin to open your field of vision a little wider so you can begin to see what would be that thing that's wonderful. And you begin to start filtering things in terms of the quality of wonder they create. So that's your assignment for this next week. Imagine something wonderful is about to happen. Now, that's just the first part. Last week, we helped create a workspace. And if you go to YouTube, you can find that, and we'll go over a bit of it now. But if you've already created this, great. If you haven't, just go back to last week's and go through the process of creating this wonderful experience for you. But we'll just start from the very beginning. Take a deep breath, sit back, get comfortable, close your eyes, inhale deeply, very deeply, so that when you exhale, you settle in, you relax right into that surface that's supporting you. And take another very slow, deep breath. And just imagine the world just begins to fall away. Take a moment to imagine a place within your mind where you feel the very most in control. This is the place I call sanctuary. So go to your sanctuary, however you imagine it. Go to the place where you feel the very most in control. And this is your sanctuary. Take a moment to explore it, to enjoy it. Notice how everything here adds to and contributes to your feeling of control. From here in Sanctuary, you'll find that there's an elevator. So I want you to find that elevator door, press the down button, and the elevator door opens, and you step through. And you're in your elevator, you now find the very lowest button, the very deepest level, and you press that button, and the elevator doors close. And as it lowers you, you feel this lightness. And you just continue to go deeper and deeper. And the door opens. And you're there facing a hallway. This hallway is 30, 40 feet, 10, 15 meters long. There are 3 doors on either side. You know that door on the back right is where you created your office. And so go all the way to the farthest door on the right and open the door. This is your workspace. This is your office. Take a moment, if you've created already, to just revivify it, make it even more vivid. Notice the textures of the floor. There is in this office a desk. This is your desk. There's a comfortable chair in front of it. On the desk is a computer of some sort, a laptop, a device, a desktop. And you'll notice that there is a waste bin there by the desk. It's locked. Only you have access to it. And there often the side of the room is a medical device, something like a portable X-ray machine with a comfortable chair in front of it, or something you'll be using later. But take a moment and set in your chair. And notice the comfort of it. And what I want you to do now is go to your computer. Go to your computer and open the control center as you sit at your desk. There's going to be a command prompt. And I want you to think, first of all, of a process that you've gone through that you need to change, something that you overreacted to that brought you out of the state of composure. Maybe you overreacted by posturing and getting angry, or you shrank down so that people would feel less or more comfortable in you not being so present. As you sit in front of this computer, type in the words, "My hands are warm," right in the command line. As you type those in, say the words, "My hands are warm. My hands are warm. My hands are warm." Now change the command line. "My hands are warmer. My hands are warmer. My hands are warmer." And notice the difference in the temperature. You've just made a change in your physiology in less than 30 seconds. Take a moment and recognize that because you've access to this level, you can make incredible and wonderful changes. Now, at your desktop, go to your computer and create a file that is called reaction. Reaction is the name of the file. As you open up the file, there are going to be 4 stages. They sort of work in a cycle. The first stage starts at event, and then reaction, and then action, and then regret. Notice and acknowledge that this is the cycle that happens when you have fallen out of composure, when you've left that state of calm and feeling in control. And there's no malice to this process because your brain has created this, has memorized it, has set it in place as a pattern to help you in future times. Now, you're going to modify the program. You're going to insert a different part in this program. What you do is now pull out the reaction phase and type in a new label that is called analysis right after the reaction phase. This ensures that you'll be able to analyze what is going on before you take action. So it reads now, event, reaction, analysis, action. And you're going to now change the cycle at the top that says regret. You're going to simply title it as check, as in analyze, reaffirm, look at. So define check as I am going to measure and monitor myself to make sure it is okay. This ensures that you are objectively measuring your behavior against the standards that you've set for yourself. So now, as you look at this new cycle, it's gone from 4 to 5 steps. It's different. It starts with the event, then the reaction, then the analysis, and then action, and then check. Tell the control center now to do something different the next time something happens. And so now, take a moment to notice how this works. Think of those moments now when you used to fall out of composure, but you have this in place. And so this new process takes place. The event happens. You notice your reaction. You analyze it. Then you take action, and then you check to be sure that this fulfills your outcome. Know that this new program that you've created is now inside your notes. It's a part of your admin area. It's actually a part now of your entire operating system. Now understand that you can always return to this whenever you need to. So just analyze this once again, those moments when you used to fall out of composure. And notice now this new 5-step response. And so now you step back, you're there in front of your computer. Take a moment once again now to know that this is in place. Look around your office. Notice everything you've created. Notice the sensory rich details of it. And now you leave your chair, you walk back to the door to the office, and you step through. You're here in the hallway again. You close the door to your office. You, only you, have access to this office. And you walk back to the elevator. As you enter the elevator, you reach that top level that will bring you back to sanctuary. And so looking down the elevator, you press that door, that button, the doors close. And as the elevator lifts, you feel your weight sort of sink, as it does in an elevator, as you lift up, going higher and higher. And finally, you reach sanctuary. The doors open. And you're once again here in sanctuary, here where you feel the very most in control. Take a moment to notice this new process you've created. And now, you created it. Know that you can always return here. What I'm going to recommend you do is throughout the next week, maybe once, twice, more if you need to, go ahead and return. Just make sure everything's in place. Now take a deep breath. On the count of 3, know that you're going to return refreshed, energized, feeling amazing, feeling absolutely wonderful. So starting now with 1, all the doors to the subconscious mind close. 2, take a deep breath, fill your lungs, inhale very deeply. And 3, your eyes open, your chest is clear, your throat is clear, your sinuses, your head, your mind is clear. Wide awake, feeling amazing. This entire process is incredibly useful if you're working with coaching clients or just your regular hypnosis clients. It's an incredibly useful process to use with yourself. And I encourage you to utilize it. And so let's remember what your homework is. Your homework is for this next week. Practice imagining something wonderful is about to happen. And just notice the result it gives you. And throughout the week, a couple of times, maybe 2, 3 times, return to this workplace, make the additions, changes, or just notice everything's working the way it should. I want to thank you all very much for taking part in this. You took some time to watch this because you're here. You're not somewhere else, and I deeply appreciate the fact you sacrificed to watch this entire video all the way through. We have these videos every Friday. They're usually live. This one did not record, so I'm now recording it afterwards. But recognize you're always here. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, the usual BS. And we will see you next week. Please take care.